Here's the deal. There's only one way to get more money for your house flip. Only one way to get the best price possible. Now, I'm Ross, been buying real estate for 15 years, flipped over 300 houses. I own 150 rentals. They bring me a whole bunch of money every year. Don't get to keep all of that. But anyway, let's talk about selling a house. So there's basically 4 controls for real estate. There is the deal that you get on the front end. There's the strategy, what you're going to do to the house. There's the work, the actual doing of the work. And then there's the market. Okay, when I started in real estate, I thought that the thing that you had to do was own the work part of it, the construction part of it. That's where I thought you could make your money on deals, is getting construction done cheaper. I have since found out that, well, that's not true at all. There's a price you pay for construction. You might overpay, but there is a base rate, and you're not going to go under that. Otherwise you're screwing people over, and those aren't the people you want to screw over. Okay. So I found out that then all of the money is made on the front end with the deal you get, because the other control, the market, what the house will sell for, well, you don't control that at all. Okay. Because here's the reality, guys. There is in every neighborhood. Okay. This is what we call the scale of livability around here. Scale of livability. There's basically over here, there is what we call the range of comps. And then you have, these are barely bankable houses. These are like the outdated houses. And then there's these bombed out houses. These are the ones that need gutted. But the goal for any house flipper, except for there are some advanced strategies where you don't actually take it to the range of comps. But for the most part, you're taking everything over here to the range of comps. You've heard this before. I'm pulling comps. You ask for a BPO, a broker's price opinion, from your real estate agent, and they are finding comps for you. And what a comp means is, hey, this other house is like mine and it sold for X amount. Therefore, I can reasonably assume that my house, if I make it look like this one, will sell for a similar amount. So a lot goes into what is an actual comp, and that's not what this video is about. So let me just summarize really quick. A comp is basically in the same neighborhood. It's generally the same size. It's generally the same style, but usually if it's in that neighborhood, it's going to be the same style. And it has been sold in a time frame that is reasonable, usually 6 months. In a slower market, I might pull it out just a little bit so I can get some more comparables to compare my property to. And here's how simple it is. If all the houses are selling for around 300, one sold for 295, the other one sold for 300, and then another one for 310. Here we go. So I got 3 comps, which is what I want minimum. I have what is that? 905. 905 divided by 3 is going to be right around 300. I don't even know why I'm doing this math, but I'm going to. It's 301.66. Okay, so I know that my house is going to sell for around $300,000. Okay. Now there is a little bit more than this. I actually want to break it down per square foot, but that's not what this is about. I know that the range of comps is around $300,000 in that neighborhood. It ain't going to sell for $350. I don't care if I put gold-plated toilets in there. It doesn't sell for $350. It's only going to sell for the max amount of that neighborhood. And trying to push it past this amount is speculation. Speculation is stupid. Investors know with a good probability what something will sell for, and they get it there. Okay. Just that is what we're doing when we sell the property. So if you can't increase the value of the house, what do you do to make it sell? Okay, so I have this whole concept that I call the digital introduction. All right, the first piece of that is price. And that's really what we're talking about today, is price. Okay, that is the main mover, because here's how it works with everybody who goes to buy a house with a real estate agent. They go talk to the real estate agent and they say, hey, I want this many bathrooms, bedrooms, give or take. I want the house to be around this size. And this is my price point, which is usually the max loan amount that they can get. So if these people said that their max loan amount is $300K, well, that real estate agent is going to set them up on a search for houses up to $300,000. Now, if you just think about it. They might not even have a low end. They might say whatever, $200,000 to $300,000. But all of the parameters that they want, the houses with the bedrooms, the amount of bedrooms, the shape, the condition that they want it in, the neighborhoods that they want them in, they're all going to be right up here around $300,000 because, right, everybody else is, when they go to sell their house, they're doing the range of comps. So if it's in that neighborhood, it's probably going to be around $300,000. So they're basically going to buy in the neighborhoods that are around the max amount that they can get for a loan. Okay, so with that being said, there's a couple different things to think about. The audience and the I don't even know what to call this. I'm ripping here. Okay, so let's just start with number 2, the vision. All right, so think about this. Some people will go out, they're going to set up a Saturday where they're going to go look at 5 houses or whatever. Okay, so they're going to look at houses that are in their price point, up to $300,000. Now, if you have overpriced your house, okay, but they go to look at 5 houses, 4 of them are correctly priced. They are $300,000 houses with the $300,000 finishes for whatever neighborhood they're in. Or maybe even they're actually $310,000 houses, but people have underpriced them to get more attraction into them. Okay, so that house that is actually worth 310, but it's in the 300 price point, that's the nicest house that those people are going to see. But if your house was worth 280 and you're trying to get somebody to buy it for 300, it's the crappiest house they've seen. Nobody's ever going to buy it. So you don't want to be the crappiest house they see, because here's what's going to happen. You are going to get, so it's all about filters. The digital introduction is all about filters. It's about the filter through which they see that house. Okay, so if you have overpriced your house and the people in that $300,000, it's the worst one they've seen, that means that your house is going to sit on the market longer. And there is no worst filter than days on market, DOM, being more than the other houses. So if all the other houses are sitting on the market for 60 days and yours has been on there for 90, everybody's going to think, what the hell's wrong with this house? So that's the filter that you've created for everybody to go look at your house. Even if you get them to go look at, actually do a showing at the house, they're going to be thinking, they're going to go there with the mindset, let me find the things that are wrong. And I promise you, if people are looking for things wrong with any house, they will find them. So they will find them, and that will only increase the days on market, therefore driving you to lower the price even more, because remember, it's on the market. So even if you go to correctly price this house now at 280, it's still been on the market longer than all the other houses. People think there's something wrong with it. So it's actually going to drive the price of your house down even further. All right, so that's the vision. Now there's the audience. So here's what you got to think about. The people who have they said that I'm going to buy houses from $270,000 to $300,000. Okay, so that is your pool of buyers. Let's just say there's, 100 people in that fit all of your parameters. Okay, in a really hot market like it was a few years ago, you're going to get all 100 of those people in that house fast. All the ones that are serious buyers, they're going to get in there fast because they've been trained by the market that if I don't get there immediately, if I'm not one of the first ones there and putting an offer on the table, I'm not getting that house because I've been burnt so many times. So we've trained them like mice. They've been trained to go fast, just like they train the mice in the thing to go get the food at the certain time. That is how it works. That comment's going to turn on me somehow. But anyway, right now, the market's slower. So these 100 people trickle in over a few months. They've been trained that way that, I can be lazy. I don't need to worry about it. The house will still be there when I want to go look at it. So they haven't had any motivation to get there faster. Okay, so now, because it's all a game of get enough people in there to see the house, eventually you're going to find the buyer that wants that house, right? They're looking at 5 different houses. Yours has to be the one for them. This is the house that they're planning on living in for the next 30 years or whatever. Okay, so 100 people, I need to get all of those in there. But eventually, I've depleted that. So in a slower market, Might take 60 days to deplete that, or at least get close to depleting it. In a fast market, the trained market, might be a couple weeks before you get through all of those. Great. You get offers really fast. In fact, in those times, it was like hard to keep track of all the offers. Now we sit around and wait for offers. Okay. But once I've depleted this, okay, now I'm just waiting for new people to come into that price point. A new person to call a real estate agent and say, hey, I want to buy a house. My, price range is this. Okay. So, those will trickle in. All right. But a lot less showings than your initial bunch. All right. So now we lower the price, right? Because I have, now if I go down to, let's say, the next tier, 275, now I'm getting people in 250 to 275. There might be a new 100 people in that price point. Now, if I haven't messed up my days on market too much, put that bad filter on it, now I get 100 new people with fresh eyes, with, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed to come in and look at my property. And that's the whole game, folks. I want to tap out that initial amount. And then if I've tapped them out, there's nobody, I'm not going to wait for the trickles to come in. I'll have that house on the market for 6 months. So it's just time to lower it. It's time to lower. As soon as I get the, 80-20 of the people that are in my price point, moving on to the next one. And the game is making sure that I don't put that days on market filter by overpricing the house in the first place. So you see that when we go to the digital introduction, the most important piece is absolutely the price. That puts your house in front of the right people. The price is number one. Okay. Now, just while we're here, might as well finish this thought. Price is number one. The next is the pictures or the presentation. Now, guys, just think about this. All sales is a game of leads, appointment, shows. All right. If I get enough eyes on that with a positive view, right? We talk a lot about filters. If I get enough people to look at that property, meaning get there and actually walk through it, I'm going to get an offer, and that is going to ultimately close the property. So the first thing is I have to get the right buyers in there by pricing it correctly because of all the things what we talked to up to this point. But now, once I have it in front of the right people, I want the right people to set up, the right people. These are leads, and they turn to appointments, which in this case is a showing. And those, enough of those, initially or eventually end up as a contract. Okay, so how do I get people from a lead, somebody that's in my price point, to an appointment? It's that I want them to want my house. And what are the tools that I have at my disposal to make them want that house? Number one is the pictures. That's the first thing they see. They're going to look at the picture of the front of that house, and I better have some damn good pictures. I want a good photographer that's going to take great pictures, going to do all the filters and all the things that make them look pretty, make them look not different. Okay, I want to take what people are used to seeing. So I want to look at what good looks like on the other houses, and I want to match that or maybe slightly exceed it. Okay, so pictures, that's the first thing people see. So I want them to go through the house in the pictures the way that I want them to. All right, now I don't want to go too deep here, but part of the strategy for us is the big three, the first three things people are going to see when they walk up to the property. So we're thinking as we're renovating the house or while we're writing the scope of work, how is a person going to drive up to the house? What's the first few things that they're going to see? Because the belief is, based on experience, that the first few things that people see, that creates the filter that they see the rest of the house in. So if they walk up and it's like a great entryway with great landscaping or whatever, you've started to create that filter that they're like, oh, I love this house. I love this house. And then the rest of the house is all about not unselling them. So I sell them in the first three things, and then I don't unsell them in the back half of the house, so to speak. Okay, so if that is all part of my strategy, then I dang sure want to make sure that the pictures are presented in the same way that I wrote the scope of work from the start. right? I want them to walk through the pictures the way I want them to walk through the house. And I want to make sure that I have thought in advance how they're going to be walking through the house and done my scope of work, therefore construction accordingly. Okay, so that's the pictures. And finally, I know that this really, people think this is stupid, but it's not, is the copywriting. Okay, there is the listing description that for most real estate agents out there says, welcome to 123 Main Street. And that sucks. That's not copywriting. Copywriting is writing in a way that persuades people to take an action. And the action that you want them to take is to set up a showing, to set up an appointment. And so I need to write in a way that does that. And welcome to 123 Main Street sucks. That doesn't get anybody to do anything. Okay, so look at the examples out there. Check your real estate agent's work. I made a lot of content about real estate agents and my feelings towards them, except for my wife, who owns a brokerage and is my real estate agent. Obviously, she's the exception, not the rule. And anyway, copywriting, you want to write in a way that persuades people to come take an appointment. And you don't do that by saying, schedule a listing. Come on, man. You do it in a way where when the potential buyer, who is in the right price point, sees the pictures, they're like, oh my God, I love this house. And then the copywriting helps them imagine themselves in the house. It helps them imagine what they would feel in, that grand entryway, and showing their friends the grand entryway. It's a perfect house for entertaining because of the open kitchen floor plan and blah, 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 blah. I mean, sunsets off the back deck, sipping Mai Tais. Those are the things that you want them to imagine themselves doing. You want to create the mental image of them walking through the house and loving it, of course. All right. That's what selling a house is all about. I was thinking about this a lot today because I have a house on the market, and this is in a partnership. The partner says we need to lower the price. And I'm like, things are a little bit slower than they were a few years ago. And I think that the price point, which happened to be $300,000 that we have this in, is good. We're still getting those, that first pool trickling in. So let's let a few more of them see it. All the comps suggest that we're in the right price point. Awesome deal that right on that phone call, I got a text from my wife saying we got an offer. It was in our strike zone. We accepted. We're under contract. Hey. All right, guys, if you like this, check out the link in the description. My free For Now school community. Love for you to join me. I try to answer every question every day, usually in video format. And, I'll see you there. Or if you don't want to do that, or you've already done it, check out this video right here. See you guys later.